Hi guys, this lovely looking sailboat behind me is Marionette, and I am in the middle of the refit of her, and I thought I will show you this lovely boat and explain a little bit about her, about her past, and well, what we need to do to get her fixed up again. As you can see, and I also showed this on pictures on YouTube. We have painted the hull. I think the result is pretty nice. And now we are working on the deck and inside of the boat to get her ready to splash. And that will be in a couple of months probably. So, without further ado, let's go inside. So, welcome on board of our boat. You are looking forward, of course, now. I will explain a little bit about what we did on deck. Also show you some pictures of how we built it. Good to know is that the deck is a sandwich with balsa wood, unfortunately, but every boat in that era is built that way. So it's quite a normal construction, but it means when you get water inside of your sandwich, the balsa wood is going to rot, and that is what happened with this boat also. So we had a lot of soft spots on deck that we needed to fix. So we had to cut open the complete deck and replace the core at some places. So that was one of the most difficult and expensive tasks that we had to do. But of course we knew that when we bought the boat. So I will do a quick run over with you over the boat, and then we go inside of the boat and we'll explain you a little bit more about the ship. So let's go. Okay, we are now looking forward. We are standing in the back side of the cockpit. Of course, normally is here the steering wheel, but we needed to take that off so we can service that. Over here you can see the hydraulics. We have a hydraulic backstay, boom vang and baby stay. So over here you can see we took all the winches off, except the big ones, to service them, but there are quite a lot of winches over here on the ship. So we have one entrance here, two inside of the boat and one over there. This is our coffee grinder, so to say. So you have a lot of force with that. As you can see, we are making the deck white. So this side is the front side over there, that is painted and also anti-slip on it. So that side is ready, and here we are working on it to get it completely smooth and ready for paint, for the final paint. And over here we are still waiting to do that, because we have some people working on the engine, so they are walking very often to the inside of the ship, and then yeah, the new paint will get all messed up. So that is not what we want. So we are waiting with that. So we're going to the front of the boat. Here you can see the new deck. So it's a little bit dirty, you can see there, but this is all new paint. And also we have cut open this complete part of the boat. This complete deck is completely new. There's a new sandwich core in it, and there are multiple layers of new biaxial glass over it to make it very strong, and well, it's really solid now. Over here we have the main hatch, and you can get the sneak peek below. And if we go like this, you can see aft. So for the people who don't know, Marionette is an old IOR ship. So she is built for the IOR races for the IOR rating. So she raced in the Fastnet, Admiral's Cup, and well, she did a lot of races, of course. She is a 46 feet length, 46 feet long sailboat, and she is about 4.5 meters wide from the farthest end to there. And she has a mast of 19 meters high from the deck, so about 20 meters, 21 meters from the waterline. Okay guys, let's go inside and get a look. It's work on the construction, of course, so it is a little bit of a mess. Let's turn the lights on. And there we are. So we are now looking aft. There's a lot of wood, of course, because we are working on the ceiling. But we are now looking to the engine. The engine is in the middle of the boat, which is good for balance. But it is quite a little bit in the way. So there used to be a table over it, which is motor isolation also. So the engine is in the dining table, so to say. But I think that's the only way to do it in this ship. We took the engine off to get it serviced, so it's hanging now on the cockpit floor. But the reason we did that is quite simple. The complete motor foundation was rusted, so that is the reason that we needed to take it off and get new shock absorptions. I don't know how you say it. I will put it somewhere below how it's called. And also our hydraulic coupling for the propeller was leaking oil. That used to be over here, but well, as you can see, there's still a lot of paper there to absorb the hydraulic oil that it has leaked. But the way it works is when the engine is running and you put it in gear, then there's hydraulic fluid going to the coupler for our propeller, and that's drive or turns the propeller in the way you want, and that this part was completely broken. All the seals were gone, and well, it was leaking very badly. So we are now servicing that and making it all good. I have to say, I'm not doing that on my own. The yard is doing that for me, and they are doing a very, very nice job on that. They're very good people over here. So I'm very happy with that is going to be all fine and working in working order. So over here there used to be beds or cribs, or I don't know how you call that, but we took that off to get a nice seating area, so we can probably seat 8 people at the dining table, so that is quite cool. Over here we have a nice seat. Of course that don't used to be there, but that are all my tools. And this is looking forward. We didn't do anything over there. This used to be a sail storage, but we will make there two rooms, one for my son and one for us. And over here we have our bathroom. Wait a second, I will put some light on. So this is our bathroom. Still under construction, of course. I will get this lamp and you can see it. So it's quite nice. We have some fake stone over there. So here will be the toilet. We will build a new floor. It's very dirty, you can see. We didn't do anything yet over here. So we need to give it a very good cleaning, and then all the hoses need to go away, and then we can start over again. So if you can, as you can see, it's a very open space. There are no doors or anything. The only door we have is from the bathroom, so that we can close. That's the only door we have. And well, we will add, as I said, 2 rooms over there, and those will have, of course, their own door. Especially because we need a place where my son can sleep, and if we are in the shell and stuff like that, he is still very young, so he needs a closed room for safety, of course. So this is our kitchen I'm working on. It's not ready yet at all, but it's very rough now, but it's going to be really nice. And we have port lights over here, port lights over there. And as you can see, we have a new ceiling over here with already some light in it over there also. So making it all new again. So I thought I just sit down now and talk a little bit about well, the ship and what it did, and I will try to put some pictures in the episode so you can see the ship sailing, and some ratings maybe if I can find them. The ship was built in 1979, designed by Ron Holland and built by Val Marine. It raced under the name Marionette for about 5 years, maybe a little bit shorter, and then she became named the Moonchaser, and she was quite successful as the Moonchaser also. The original owner was Chris Dunning, and he had a couple of Marionettes built. So I believe this is the second Marionette. The first Marionette was a little bit older. I have some pictures about from both ships together in a harbor, so I will put it also in the video or the episode. But this was the second Marionette, not quite as successful, I believe, as the first Marionette, which was a aluminium ship, I believe. But she did quite well. She was the spare boat for the Admiral's Cup. She raced the Fastnet race in 1979, which was quite dramatic, as we know. There were a lot of ships well, damaged in the storm. Several lives were lost, and but it was quite dramatic. But also this ship lost her rudder due to that storm, and the crew had to sit below and well, basically sit out the storm and hope the boat won't sink, because they didn't have any steering, and because of the insane wind force and high waves, there was no rescue possible. So after about 10 hours of sitting below, after their call for help, they were rescued and towed to the harbor, luckily, because that's the whole reason why the ship is here, of course, and nowadays. But unfortunately for others, there were, I believe, 5 or 6 ships well, sunk down or missed, and several ships they left behind on seas, so the crew escaped on their life raft, and luckily there were a lot of ships rescued after the race. But the whole fact why that happened is basically due to IOR. Well, it's probably not fair to say it is due to IOR, because of course the storm force and the high waves are a big part of the whole reason why those ships were gone. and why it cooled so bad very quickly. But we have to admit that the IOR is quite an insane rule. Basically, what they did is to make the boat look. What is how to say? I don't know. They. I will add. I think that is better than me trying to explain what they did. I will add an article below. So you can find out what is IOR all about and make your own decision if you like it or not. I think it is for the best that the IOR rating is no longer there, because it is quite insane what they did, I think, and I don't think it's quite good for the safety of the crew and the ship itself. So, with that said, let's put the IOR apart and let's talk about Marionette. Marionette was later, what I said, after 5 years renamed to Moonchaser, and she sailed for the Syndicate, and she did quite well. So I will add a picture of all the winnings that she did. Later she was bought by the family Visser in the Netherlands, which I have contact with. That was in 1985, I believe, and they give her a complete refit. In that days that was also needed, so they refitted her and she looked really, really beautiful, I must say. She was completely white, nice striping. They did a really good job on that, and they sailed her a lot, and it was their training ship for the Whitebeard race, which the Mr. Visser, the son of Mr. Visser, I have to say, sailed a Whitebeard, and also his sister sailed the Whitebeard and Maiden. It's quite an impressive story of a woman crew sailing around the world, so you should check that out. So it's quite a nice story behind the ship. Later she was sold and became named Rendix, and also that was for a woman crew, I believe. I didn't find a lot about information about that, but I heard that it was Rendix was a Roman sailing team, racing team, and they raced and sailed to the Canary Islands or something like that. I don't really know the complete story, so I'm sorry that I can't tell you that. Maybe if anyone knows about Rendix, let me know, because I'm looking for information about the history of the ship all the time. After her time as Rendix, she is bought in 1999 or something, or I think the year 2000 or something like that, by a couple of students, school students, and she was renamed Moonchaser again. And let's say they sailed the ship in 20 years about 4 times, so she left the berth 4 times in total. And they didn't do any maintenance to her, so basically she was left there in the water for a very, very long time. The deck was rotten away, and it was a disaster happening there. So after 20 years I was on Texel, it's an island in the Netherlands, and she was on the other side of the water for sale, and I saw that, and basically I said to my friends, let's go see that boat, because that is a quite amazing boat with a rich history, and I'm looking for something bigger. I had a 28-foot sailboat over in that time, so I thought, let's take a look. But as you can see in the pictures, it was a complete mess when I came there, and I didn't want to buy her immediately, let's say that, because they asked 10,000 euros for it, which was way too much, really way too much. and also I needed approval from my wife, so and she wasn't there. So we said, okay, thank you for our visit here. I will think about it and I will come back with my wife so she can take a look also. So we came back and I took a really good look to the ship. I had a little bit more time also, and I saw really much potential, but it was in really bad shape, and well, there were a lot of things he didn't mention, the seller, on the internet, on the advertisement. So yeah, there were quite a few surprises when I looked at her. But well, we made a deal. We could buy her for a symbolic price, so we paid 500 euros for her. And well, he helped us really good, so I can't thank him enough. The seller was really a good guy. He wanted to give Marionette her life back basically, and didn't want her to sink or go to the scrapyard, because that was basically what was going to happen if we didn't bought the boat. So if you are looking, man, thank you very much for your help, and the fact that we could buy her so cheap, because that is the only reason why I could afford this ship, and also well, the restoration of her, because let's say the coronavirus did a little bit of a bad job with my work. I'm working in the event branch, and because of that we don't have a lot of budget anymore to fix her up. So thank you, man. But well, that brings us in the present. We sailed her from Den Helder, which is completely north of the Netherlands, to the south of the Netherlands, where I'm living, and we well, we brought her straight away to the yard and put her there inside, so I could begin with restoration. As I said, we did open the deck completely. We rebuilt there completely. Basically, I needed to take the kitchen out, and a lot of interior was completely rotten and moldy and very disgusting. So we did all of that, and now we are here. And I have basically 1 month or 2 months until she is going to the water again. So that's quite short, basically, because the engine is not running yet. Well, she is running, but she is not in working order at the moment, let's say. And I have a lot of work inside. I have a lot of work outside still to do. I need to paint one side of the hull. I need the underside. Need to paint the underside of the hull. Install a prop shaft. But I will put a list of my to-do list inside the episode. But basically, it means I have very much to do, and not a lot of time. But one good thing about the coronavirus is that I have plenty time during the week to be here, basically. And well, my wife don't like it that much that I'm here that much, but she also helps a little bit when our son is with my parents or with her parents, so we have a little bit time together to work here. But well, that's the only good thing from the corona, that I can do that much work and invest that much time in this project, which saves me also a lot of money, of course, when I can do it myself. So yeah, that's the story of Marionette, and well, for the future I will try to put I will try to put an episode on YouTube every week. I try to improve my English a little bit, because that is not really good yet, but I will try to be as clear as possible, and to explain what I'm doing. I will try to record some DIY work, but also I need to make sure that I'm ready on time, so I can do a lot of filming when I'm working, because I just need to work really hard to get it ready quick. So basically, let's go to work. I will try to show you as much as I can, and if you like this episode, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. I also want to mention there is a crowdfunding page. If you want to give a buck or something, that will be really helpful. But of course, you can also just watch this episode and make this community grow, and that will help also a lot. So thank you anyway, and see you next week. Bye.